The evolution of your marketing will be the catalyst for the evolution of your business, and the evolution of your business will provide you with the freedom to focus on the evolution of your life. This is Evolved Marketing with Andrei and Brian.
Welcome back to another episode of Evolve Marketing Podcast. I am here with my co-host Brian Brewer once again. Say hi, Brian.
Hey, hi everybody.
All right, so if you guys don't know, we are actually in all the major social media platforms, even Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. So yesterday I went on our Instagram account and I asked a question to see what you guys wanted us to talk about. And we received an answer from a young lady, and we're actually going to give her a shout out. Her name is Mariana. So she said that we should talk about the dark side of affiliate marketing. Whoa, right?
Oh man, I'm nervous
So
now.
yeah, so as soon as I saw that this morning, I was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting topic to talk about, especially with you, Brian. So any ideas how you want to start this amazing topic that this person shared with us?
Yeah, that's a great topic. And it's funny because we chatted just a minute before we went live, but I haven't chatted with you face to face since the last podcast episode that we recorded. So I had no idea what this question was. I think you kept it secret to maybe get my reaction. So I love that. But it was amazing how many, not hundreds, but 3 or 4 ideas immediately flooded to my mind because it's not a topic that is covered a lot. I think luckily, since we don't have to be marketers right now. We're marketers in real life, but on this podcast, we're sharing stories. We're trying to help people. We're trying to connect with the listener and bring, cool information as well. So I think we can just kind of take back the veil and really dive into it today. But before we do, how are you today, Andrei? It's been 3 or 4 days since I've seen you. It's good to see your face again.
Thank you. Yeah, pretty good. Just working, I guess, doing it every single day. Living the life.
That's it. So is that part of the dark side of affiliate marketing? Probably not, huh? That's just the normal side, or what do you think?
I don't think that's part of the dark side. I think that's just part of the business, Like if everything was just happy, or everything was how we talked in the last episode, it was passive income, right? If everything was like that, then I don't think it would be a business. So there has to be its ups and downs, or else I don't think you can consider that a business. Not every business is gonna be up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's good. That's honest. That's fair. Let's get into the dark side.
The
Oh
dark
man.
side.
So I don't know. I think the first thing that came to my mind, there was actually 2 things that came to my mind. I'll start with one. And I think the dark side of affiliate marketing is how I think sometimes it's painted in a light that does 2 things: shows too much potential in order to get people excited. But the other side of it is I don't think people realize how much potential there really is. So it kind of gets dismissed. And what that means to me is I think there is a certain bit of mystery. So mystery is kind of dark. So we'll start there. Maybe there's kind of a little bit of mystery around affiliate marketing. And as a result, some of the negative things that happen because of it is people tend to associate affiliate marketing with whatever's making the most noise currently on the internet. And right now, there's a lot of buzz about high ticket affiliate marketing. And there's a lot of good reasons for that, which I won't get into right now because we're talking about the deep dark side of affiliate marketing. So I want to stay on topic. But I think what happens is all of a sudden people think like that's what affiliate marketing is. You buy a course and you promote a course. And obviously people are making money with this. But unfortunately, what happens is as this continues to grow, what you have now is you have a bunch of affiliate marketers who are making a lot of money, who have a lot of reach and a lot of authority on social media. And the only side of affiliate marketing they know is buying courses and promoting courses. And obviously, I think that's a great way for people to get started. I'm not dogging the model, but the way things can kind of get out of control on social media, sometimes these folks who just mean well, they just want to help other people escape the 9 to 5 like they did or whatever. It kind of becomes, it takes on a life of its own. And now you have so many people who are sharing this message who maybe don't really understand all that is affiliate marketing, all the potential with affiliate marketing, how it goes beyond just social media and driving traffic to funnels and stuff like that. And as a result, the education at scale isn't really advancing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, especially because they see us promoting like courses too, right? So they're seeing us promote the same course that got us started. They're seeing us promote um digital products basically. So nothing's physical, right? So the first instance that people get to think about is okay, this is a scam, or maybe this is a pyramid scheme because why on earth will you promote the same thing, right? Like, yeah, you learn from this program, but why are you promoting this program? And that's what gets a lot of people thinking like, I don't want to, maybe I don't, I do want to learn the program, but I don't want to get stuck promoting it, if that makes sense. And I'm sure that's why people don't pull the trigger to start their own online business because all they see is so many affiliate marketers promoting the program that got them started.
Right. And
You
that's
know?
the thing. It's people have this perception or there's this negative connotation surrounding it. Obviously, I think it's one of the best ways to get started because it kind of kills two birds with one stone where you have to learn a product if you're going to market it. Like that's just step one. You can't sell anything without knowing your product, or you shouldn't sell anything without knowing your product. So when the first product you promote teaches you digital marketing, that obviously is a great first step. But like you said, what happens is people tend to see this and their first thought before they really understand it is, that sounds like a pyramid or an MLM or something like that, which obviously there's differences, which I won't go into, but you know, it's that overall feeling in the market, not from everybody, but from a segment of people who are typically the loudest where they think affiliate marketing is a scam. And it's for me, who's someone who's been an affiliate marketer for 11 years and, it changed my life. Part of what I want to do, especially, with this podcast is advance the affiliate marketing opportunity. I want it to become more mainstream because it's a great way for people to get started. And I think it's better than the alternative where people take a skill set that maybe isn't refined and then turn around and create a coaching program out of it, right? I think that's probably worse.
Yeah.
But the dark side, back to the dark side, yeah, it's kind of this vibe or this energy or this feeling that kind of hurts the market and the opportunity. And like I said, that's because of everything that you
Yeah.
covered.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, like promoting, courses and digital pros is amazing. I mean, it got me out of my job. It got Brian out of his job as well. So it's it's like a veil, like a dark side veil. As soon as you get over the veil, you basically don't worry about that anymore. You just worry about making money, consistent money with your business, right? So at first, that's gonna be your first thought. You know, I don't want to be that just like everybody else,
Mhm.
right? But then once you start seeing the money, you'll feel more comfortable. You'll feel more confident too with your business, with the things that you learn. So the best thing that anybody can do is branch out a little bit. Don't just focus on those digital products. Try something new as well. Maybe you can promote another software, right? That nobody else promotes, because you never know if you keep doing everything that everybody's doing. You never know what's gonna get you to the next level if you don't try something new as well. So it's not, like I say, it's not like copying people, but at the same time, it almost feels like you're doing the same as everybody else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like part of the dark side of it is, I said that the people who have a negative view on affiliate marketing are typically the loudest. And what happens, I think, is that if anyone's new to affiliate marketing or considering jumping into an affiliate marketing program, they like the idea because us marketers are pretty good at obviously selling the idea because that's their job. But really, what they're looking for is any reason not to do it, maybe as an excuse or maybe as a safety mechanism or a survival mechanism. So they're willing to listen to all these people who leave the comments and call it a scam. And those are the people who folks are listening to. And every time someone leaves a comment like that, it's always the same thing. You click over to their profile and there's no content created. There's nothing produced. It's just negativity. And sometimes that negativity that comes, which we've kind of been alluding to, is part of the dark side of it. And that's one of those things that to kind of shift gears a little bit is I had to get used to and blocking out. Even after I was successful, it's like, oh man, all these people think I'm a piece of trash. And what did I find myself doing? Well, I was focusing on the negativity. I may have had 3 people in my email inbox that morning say, thanks for providing this information. This YouTube video helped me out a lot. We love the podcast, whatever. But then I'd see that one comment and it would be like, oh, I could feel that dark side creeping in, and it would just, I don't know, it kind of ruined my day a little bit. But, with time, just like everything else, you learn how to handle it internally. And do you experience that negativity, and how does it affect you, or have you gotten past that affecting you as well, Andre?
Yeah, so I post on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and even YouTube Shorts. And the platform where I got in the most negativeness is from YouTube Shorts, actually. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but every time I post the same videos, okay, I'm posting the same videos in all these platforms. I get no negativeness anywhere else. But as soon as I post on YouTube, I get like 5 comments of people just calling me a scammer, or this is a pyramid scheme, and there's not even one single comment that is positive, not even one single one, right? And I honestly don't know, maybe you have an idea what it is, but I have no idea why on YouTube there people are like assholes, like I don't get it.
Yeah, I do. I have a theory, and I could be wrong, but I think it has to do with the anonymity of YouTube, right? So if you think about Facebook, all your family's on there. So you don't want to just go out there and be a straight up asshole on Facebook. You think about Instagram. Well, Instagram's kind of connected to your Facebook, and you're oftentimes shown to your friends or relatives on Instagram. I know this because when I started blowing up on Instagram finally after years, I had a lot of people kind of come out of the woodwork who knew what I did, sort of. They knew I was an entrepreneur. They knew I was my own boss. They knew that I was into affiliate marketing and I created content. But once I started blowing up on Instagram, that's when they started to realize, like, wow, you're kind of a big deal. So I think for that reason, Instagram, Facebook, people don't want to come across as assholes. But on YouTube, it's kind of like you just create an account, you can name it whatever you want. You're never going to be shown to your friends and family, especially if you never create content, which is always the case with these jerks online. And with that being said, that kind of gives them an outlet to be as big of an asshole as they want. Maybe everybody has that inside of them. They just wish they could be an asshole. I don't know, from time to time. But I think that's what it is. I think it's the anonymity on YouTube that brings out the worst of the worst.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it doesn't get to me, right? Because I've been doing this for a long time now, but it's just they're always there. Like, and they're always there. Um, Another I guess subtopic out of this dark side of affiliate marketing is what I like to, oh well, some people call them snipers, and then other people call them, like I do, I call them snakes on the grass. Right. So if you guys don't know who these type of people are, basically is people that try to sell you something that you're gonna need to get more results. So let's say you join a program, okay, and then let's say you join a Facebook group, and then out of nowhere you get 10 messages from random people trying to show you the next thing, right? Like the next program, or hey, you're gonna need this to get those results that you want. And what ends up happening is like those people really don't care about you. They don't care about you getting results or nothing. all these people are doing is literally just trying to sell you something else. That way they can pocket some of your money, right? But in all honestly, all those people, you don't need those people in your while you invested in one program, you don't need those people to help you to get to the next level or to get your first results. All you have to do is focus on whatever you invested in the first place. And once that happens, then you eliminate all those peoples, and then you after that you start getting results on your own, right? But what these people like to do is they go on these Facebook groups, they message a lot of people, and they tell you, hey, you should buy this too. It's gonna help you. But in reality, that's not gonna help you at all. It's even gonna get you more confused and more confused and more confused. And then at the end of the day, you're not gonna do anything. And that
Yeah,
always happens.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and those are some of gosh, some of the worst people that you'll encounter, I think. And first of all, there is a lesson in what they're doing. I'm not telling you to do what they're doing, but there is a lesson in what they're doing. They know that buyers buy, right? Once people invest in something, they're going to be more likely to invest more to continue to see that through. And that's kind of a principle of marketing. It's hard to get the first dollar out of somebody, and it's getting harder and harder to get the first dollar out of somebody, but it's getting easier and easier to get the second, third, fourth, fifth dollar out of them, relative, metaphorically, if you will. So these folks who are sitting in these Facebook groups that are associated with paid programs, usually they are following a principle. So there is some quote unquote logic behind it. But yeah, like you said, exactly what they're doing is they just want to sell stuff. They don't care about the results. And really what happens is they don't care that they are actually doing more harm than good. And whether you said that specifically or just alluded to it, they are literally taking people off the track that they just decided to follow. And, it's even worse than the money lost. Whatever money they get, money kind of replaces itself. It recovers. It's fluid. But it's the time that they are wasting, the time of these people or their prospects or their customers that they're wasting, because here the customer was to a point where they're like, yes, this is my thing. I'm going to follow it and see it through to the end. Now they're being like, oh, here, no, do this instead. Right. So now instead of like creating content, writing emails, growing a list, which is probably what the main program is teaching, now they're like over here, oh, I bought this automated software that's going to get all my leads for me, which is never the case. And now they're focusing all their attention on that because it seems easier, even though it will never work. So it is really it's sad, and definitely a dark side of really
Yeah.
all internet and digital marketing, and especially probably in the make money online niche.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first joined Legendary Marketer, I was bombarded by people just, wanting to offer me their services, and I honestly didn't know what to say or what to do. Like of course, I didn't reply to any of them. Like I just ignored them. I left them on red, but it was just like, why is this happening, And I think Dave also gives an explanation on Inside the Challenge about this type of people that they're gonna be there because even though they're good at filtering people out, and I'm sure a lot of programs are like that, um, they will still find a way to get in, you know, and they're gonna be there. I know that's part of the business. And for us, we already know they're there, but for you listeners out there, especially if you're a beginner, you have no idea. Maybe these people you think they're gonna be they mean well, right? But at the
Right.
end of the day, hopefully, if you're listening to this episode now, you will understand and be a little more cautious with
Yeah,
this
I
type of people.
I think the best way that I found to vet opportunities is obviously do your due diligence, look at the credentials of the person who you're choosing to partner up with. But really, just the easiest way to say, hey, is this person legit or is this person not legit? In general, is their public persona, right? If they message you on Facebook or if they DM you on Instagram, it's very easy to go check out their accounts, right? Just click on their name and go see their profile. And I would say 9 times out of 10, if they're focusing all of their energy on selling in the DMs, and they don't have any content, meaning they're doing everything behind the scenes or in the grass or in the dark or in the shadows, right? Then 9 times out of 10, whatever they have to offer is absolute crap and not worth your time, money, or energy. Because if it was so amazing, they would spend less time trying to find the one out of 100 people who's going to buy their crap from the DMs. They would just create more content. Obviously, it's not something they're proud of. Obviously, it's not something that they're promoting long term. It's just a cash grab. And
Hmm.
oftentimes they identify a gap with a program and then claim they can fill it, even though they're not qualified to do so and have no intention of doing so long term. So,
Yeah, and this
yeah,
is
just check them out. If they're not doing stuff
yeah,
publicly, it's probably not up to par. It's not probably legit.
yep. And usually the way the conversation starts is, "Hey, I noticed we're in the same community. How's your experience going so far?" Something like that. They always have like, "Okay, we have this in common."
Right.
And then that's how it always starts. Like, "Oh, we have this in common. Let's see what else we have in common." And that's how the conversation starts. And for somebody that is a beginner, you start trusting that person and you keep talking to them, and then everything goes downhill after that.
Yeah, and
You
then
know.
usually they take a shift too. I think at some point is then they start getting aggressive. They
Yep.
start off to be your friend first, and it's, hey, this is what we, like you said, well, this is what we have in common. Hey, here's what's kind of working. It might help you do this. What do you think? And then it's like, well, you obviously don't give a crap about your financial future if you're not willing to invest $15,000. What, you don't care about your kids? You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
it turns. So they try all the angles, and then they move on to the next one.
And that's the worst part of it. Like I see some marketers where they say, "Hey, if your dog is dying, is there's no way you how are you gonna pull out $500 for that emergency surgery that your dog needs or whatever? It could be your family member or whatever, right? Like they pull you that perspective, and I think that's just like really bad way of marketing. Like instead of if you find a way to save your dog for $500, you can find a way to spend $500 in the next course. You get me? But they
Right.
use that analogy, and it just pisses me off when people do that. It honestly does. And now let's shift gears again, once again, and let's talk about upsells. Do you think upsells is maybe somewhat some part of like the dark side of affiliate marketing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's two ways to look at it. So let me kind of give the good side of upsells. And what I always try to tell folks, especially who are new, who maybe kind of get upset about upsells, is, you know, the fact of the matter is money comes from other people, right? Like you're not into 9 to 5 anymore. You're trading your time for money. Yes, you're investing some time, hopefully, to earn some money, but you're not trading your time for money. Someone's not paying you $15 an hour to show up and do whatever they tell you to do. So you have to understand that money does come from other people, and upsells, downsells, cross sells. That is a part of business, right? I got an iPhone now. I got an iPhone case now. I got AirPods now. I finally get a Mac. This was years ago, but I get a Mac and I realize they can talk to each other. So now and all this stuff. So it is part of business. Um, but yeah, I mean, there are upsells that are the next logical step or the next experience. And then there's upsells where it's like, all right, you can't succeed without, you know, investing 100 times more money. And I think that's kind of the dark side of it, even though I think people know that they might be coming. Unfortunately, the dark side for me is I think a lot of people are hesitant because they think I'm going to have another upsell. Right. So, I don't promote it on this podcast, certainly, but, I have a couple low ticket offers and then $1,000 program, really. But people are hesitant to even invest $1,000 because then they're like, all right, well, what's the $10,000 upsell? Like, no, it's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it can kind of shift toward the dark side, I think, a little bit. I'd love to hear your opinion on
Yeah.
upsells and
So when I first started, of course, upsells. just how you said it, it's in every single business, right? But I never thought about it. Like even as a complete beginner, I never thought about it. Yeah, like you go, for example, you go to McDonald's, you get a burger, but then they offer you fries, they offer you an ice cream, they offer you whatever they want to offer you. Everything the company is doing is upselling you in a way that you don't really realize it, right? Um, so you get more from your money. So if you can get a combo, right, and you get three items instead of just getting a burger, so it adds up if you get everything separate. Basically, that's what I'm saying. But I have no idea that what upselling was. I guess you can say that. I knew this was normal for every businesses, but I had no idea what upselling was until I was upsold on the first program, which was legendary marketer, And then my first thought was, this is a scam, just because I paid $7 for the 15-day challenge for the program, and then I'm getting another offer $47, and then another offer $97, and then another offer $147. Of course, at that time I didn't buy any of those. I only got the first entry program, the $7 one. But my first instance was, okay, this is a scam. I kept declining, I kept declining. Another offer will pop up. I kept declining. Another offer will pop up. And by the time I got to the end, I didn't even log in for the 15-day challenge, like to start learning. I didn't even log in. I literally closed my laptop and I was like, okay, I think I just got scammed. That was my first experience because yeah, people are promoting it for $7, but then why am I gonna spend $200 after that? You get me? So it didn't click right there just because I had I guess you can say a broke mentality at that point, because I was broke, you know?
Right. You rightfully so, right? There's a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to know, and I haven't really looked into it, but when did you start Legendary Marketer? When did you buy the $7 challenge? Was that 2001 or?
No, 2020, December 2020. I think it was December 2nd. Yeah.
Okay, so the end of 2020. So yeah, that was about 8 months after I started promoting them heavily, and I wonder now if they have as many upsells as they used to have, because I remember back in 2020 when I was promoting them, and maybe even 2021. I would see the commission notifications come through, and you do get a commission notification every time someone buys something, and it's a different notification if they buy multiple upsells. And I remember back then it would be like, boom, $2.80 for the $7 business builder challenge. And that would be like $14 for this. And then another one would come through and it's $37 for this. And then another one come through and it was 97. And you get like 4 or 5 commissions right in a row. I wonder
Yep.
if they're maybe not as offering many upsells anymore, because I don't typically see 4 or 5 commission notifications in a row. Now, I don't promote them as heavily as I used to, but I still make commissions from them. So I wonder if they actually decrease the number of initial upsells in order to then in turn place more value on the blueprints that, their $2,500 back-end program.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's that's actually I think that's actually true. Like you're in the right way because just how you said it back in December, when somebody will buy all the upsells, you will get like at least $107 commissions just from one person.
Mhm.
Because just how you said it, you were able to see everything that they bought. And some people will buy the third upsell, but not the second upsell. And then you already knew that there was a ladder, right? There was some type of ladder. Okay, they're on the third page. Okay, now they're in the fourth page. And then every time it will get me excited because I'll be like, okay, they got a second one. Okay, oh, whoa, they got a third one. And then, whoa, they got a fourth one. What the hell? Like, how is this working? How is this happening? And later on, maybe like a year later after that, I'm gonna go back to last year. It just stopped happening for some reason. It was
Right.
only the $7 one and then the $14 commission that you will get, and I wouldn't get those random ones. You get me?
Yeah.
Like it just completely stopped. So I do think that they just how you say it, they took away some of those upsells and then maybe they put them in the blueprints so they can make the blueprints more valuable.
Mhm.
But I did see that shift exactly just how you said it. I saw the shift too.
So I guess that says yes, too many upsells is part of the dark side of affiliate marketing, and it's probably doing more harm than good. So I'm going to jump ship here and go to another thing that kind of bugs me a little bit about affiliate marketing, and I would consider part of the dark side is programs that make you buy in to get the affiliate link. What do you think about that?
Yep, yep. Yeah, so there's programs out there that they don't let anybody promote the program. You're right. That's what you're saying, right? And I think it's really the dark side of it because it makes it almost feel like it's a pyramid scheme. Like you have to buy in to promote it type of thing, right? Which I don't know. I have done two programs, right? And one of those programs was a really high ticket offer. It was like $6,000 to get in. But then this person doesn't let anybody promote it. He only lets people that bought it promote it. And I don't know if that's a good way to do it. Maybe I don't think it is, to be honest. Even though I bought it, because I like what he was offering inside the program. So it has nothing to do with the value of the program, but it has to do with the like the way ethic way of it,
Yeah,
I
the
guess you can
ethics
say.
behind it, or is it an
Yeah.
ethical way? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Because it no
I
doubt helps increase the conversions, right?
right.
It does do that. So in some sense is, if from the affiliate side of it, it will help increase your conversions. So that's kind of a good thing, right? If we're promoting a product, we want to make sure it converts at the top level. So there is some good side to it. But the other side to it is like you said, I kind of guess that's a good way to look at it. The value of the program was there. You
Yep.
took the program, you got something out of it, it helped your business, but it was kind of shrouded in maybe in this, hey, you can only promote it and earn commissions if you buy in. So it's kind of a little bit maybe a dark side of affiliate marketing.
I think it is, especially when somebody because when you're promoting it, you're promoting the opportunity as well. So if you're promoting the opportunity, you're basically telling people you have to invest the $6,000 to get into the program, right? But then most people are they are so a lot of people already bought the opportunity side of it, right? They're already like, okay, I want this, like I see you making so much money. How can I get started? But then those people are probably not gonna have the $6,000 to invest in the first place. So now, right after that, you probably already crushed their whole dreams of opportunity, their whole goals that they had for the future because you kind of sold them already to the opportunity side of it instead of being upfront. I guess you can say that. But at the end of the day, if you're promoting that program, it's not your fault. You get
Right.
me? It's
Oh,
whoever made the program. You
yeah.
get
And,
me?
and the
So
other side of that too is, I mean, you really shouldn't promote anything you haven't purchased, right?
exactly.
You shouldn't promote anything you don't know. You shouldn't promote anything you haven't gone through, and you shouldn't ask people to spend money that you aren't willing to spend. And just like any physical products business, you have to buy the product in order to sell it. Now, sure, there's going to be a markup, that's your margins. But so that's the other side of it too, and it comes back to business, really. We're not trading time for money. It's more about hey, this is what business is, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing necessarily.
Right. And it's not always bad. Like, for example, I have invested in a lot of programs and I'm learning what not to do with my program just because I have invested in many programs out there. So that's actually helping me and my own development, my own personal program that I'm making. Because right now I have people that don't even speak Spanish and they're reaching out to me, hey, I want to become an affiliate for your program just because they have an audience. Sometimes they have leads that they ask, hey, is there a Spanish course out there that I can do because Spanish is my first language. So these marketers are reaching out to me about it, right? And that way, I'm gonna set up my business. I'm gonna have anybody be able to promote it, type of thing, right? So if you want to promote my course, you can promote it. You don't have to buy it or nothing, but you will have to know what it is about at least. So that's the main thing. So anybody can promote it. And just how you said it, I'm not gonna have somebody buy it to promote it, because
Right.
just because it's gonna be a good add-on for other marketers too.
Yeah, and you're going to give people the opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they are maybe not in a position where they can, I'm not saying your program is going to be $6,000, but if they can't afford to invest $6,000, they can still uh, go after the opportunity, and they might have to invest more time and energy because they're not getting the education, but you're giving them an opportunity to invest what they have. So another one that this just came to my mind, dark side of affiliate marketing, and this doesn't happen too often, and it's never happened to me, but every now and then it seems like it comes in waves where I'll see on Facebook that a particular program stopped paying their affiliates. The one I'm not going to say the name right now. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, and I have, full disclosure, haven't really dug into it because I never promoted them, never used them, so I don't know if this is actually the case or if it's just one pissed off affiliate. But apparently, there is a software out there that grew their company using affiliates and then probably went bankrupt because they weren't charging enough for their software. But anyways, they're not paying their affiliates
Wow.
now. So they have withheld commissions, probably because they don't have them. But that's a dark side that can happen. Have you ever heard of anything like that happening? And I don't think it's ever
Mm,
happened to you, has it?
I don't think so. I mean, that would be super upsetting, especially if you have a balance. Like if you already promoted that program and then out of nowhere they're gone, you know?
Right.
And I'm sure I don't know if there is, but I'm sure there's no way to contact them either, right? Like, like who knows, like that's, I don't know, man. I'll be pissed if that happens to me, to be honest. I'll be so mad about it.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing this 11 years and it's never happened to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I'm selective with what I promote. But yeah, every now and then, it seems like every 2 years or so, I hear a story about it's usually software companies
Yeah.
because they have a lot of overhead, right? Like that's the beauty of promoting a digital product that is not software, that is of course, right? There's very little overhead. So generally, those don't go bankrupt like a software company does, that every time they bring on a new member, it increases their hosting costs and increases their tech support costs and increases their development costs because this thing's broken. So, but yeah, it seems like every 2 to 3 years, it's like this company stopped paying their affiliates. And then there's usually a huge uproar. And then it's like, it's business, man. What can you
Now,
do?
now
Move
I'm
on.
so now I'm super curious to know what software it was. So after this episode, yeah, you gotta tell me, man.
I'll tell you after the episode. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I haven't done enough research to know that it's 100% true. If it was 100% true and I knew that for 100% fact, I would probably mention them just to
Yeah.
protect everybody. But it's probably a software that really no one's going to be enticed to use anymore. And here's the other thing. No one's going to be enticed to use it anymore because affiliates aren't promoting it anymore. That's the one thing that affiliates really do have a lot of the power is they create the buzz in the market. They create the demand for products. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they just didn't stop paying their affiliates just because they went bankrupt and they knew they were going under anyways. But I'll tell you after the episode.
It's funny because when we are on social media, we always come across a lot of people, maybe like there's some drama out there, like it's happening, somebody's stirring the pot out there. So every time I see something like that, I always go to Brian. I'm like, hey, did you know about this? Did you hear about this? So it just makes it more interesting. Yeah, I like drama, man. When I see drama out there, I wanna share it with somebody.
And it's funny too, because I would say maybe not 9 times out of 10, but at least 8 times out of 10, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been watching that too. And it's not that, I'm addicted to drama or anything like that. And I want to get in there. I certainly don't stir the pot, but it just shows you what a small community really digital marketing is in general. Not just affiliate marketing, but it's just like when you go to like Funnel Hacking Live and it's digital marketers from all walks of life. You got software people, you got real estate people, you got um, fitness
Podcasters.
people,
Yeah.
podcasters. Exactly. You got all these people. And I know people who, whether I know them directly, where I've talked to them, shook their hand and looked them in the eye, or just know of them, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that person at Funnel Hacking Live year after year. It comes up in other areas of my life. So, for instance, my wife was talking about this guy who is in the fitness space, and his ads are popping up on her Instagram feed right now. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know, but it sounds to me like he's a ClickFunnels guy. And sure enough,
Yeah.
you dive into it. And he is in that digital marketer community that is really successful. And so I think sometimes when a community is that small and everybody knows everybody's business, right? It can sometimes the negative or the drama can get stirred up to a pretty big fever pitch, even though it's probably not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah, that's true. And here comes our next topic, I guess you can say.
Ooh, I like it.
Um, people maybe bashing other programs just because they have their own program out there. I think this is dark side of affiliate marketing at its finest. Because there's people out there that they do it in a way that is ethical because you want to kind of steer the pot if you have a different program. But then there's other people that just do it just to do it, I guess, just to, that it's kind of like they forget where they came from. Because like you learn all these skills from this program. Why are you bashing on this program now? Because now you're promoting, or maybe you have your own program now. And I see this a lot.
Especially especially from the people who got their start with Legendary Marketer, because it is such a big program. But it's funny. I don't get into it too much. But I know the 4, 5, 6 people that you're probably thinking of or talking about right now. And yeah, I mean that's they build their entire businesses on bashing other things. And I get it. That's a principle of marketing, right? If you read Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets, he talks about building rapport with your audience, and one thing you can do is help your customers or your prospects throw rocks at their enemies. So if you take a big program like Legendary Marketer and you bash it, now everybody who's ever been turned off by a Legendary Marketer or bought in, didn't implement, so they didn't see results, but now they're pissed off, right? Like now you have all those people on your side, and it's kind of like the opportunity switch. So I understand the principle behind it, but there's some folks out there who they build their entire marketing strategy is just bashing other things, and it doesn't have to be that way. Just like, well, I'll save that for the next topic, but it doesn't have to be that way. It is a tool that can be used, but it just makes you look like you're desperate, I think. And like you said, people do forget where they came from. And it's funny to me because I see some of these people bashing everything just to stir the pot and get attention for their program. And then I'm like, oh, by the way, I have a testimonial from you about the program you're bashing on my hard drive. I'm not going to release it, but remember, there was a time when this particular program that you're bashing did change your life. So, I never say those things. I stay out of it, but yeah, it's hilarious, dude. Dark
That's
side.
the dark. Oh yeah, that's dark side at its finest for sure. And it just makes me laugh when I see these people. And just how you say, you have a video, a testimonial of them. Saying that this is the best program in the world, and then hence 2 years later, it's the
Yeah.
worst program. You get me? Just and why do you think is that? You think that's because they didn't get the results that they were looking for, or they saw a different opportunity out there?
I think, anyone who is, you know, pissed off because they didn't get results from something they purchased, yeah, they might talk about it for a week. Just like if like, oh man, I bought, this battery for my camera and it didn't freaking work because blah 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 blah. And I might get pissed about it. I might vent to my wife or whatever. Or, it's like, oh, I bought these shoes and they're just the worst shoes I've ever purchased, but I've had them for a week now and I just have to eat it or whatever like that. Like those are the type of things that I think we can relate to. And you talk about it for until you're over it, which is a couple days. So I think the people who are just bashing other things constantly, it's just like that's what they're using. It's like their opportunity to market, and it's how they feel that they can market the best. So I think it's just like calculated at that point, right? Or what do you think?
Yeah. And also, if the person at the top is the one bashing an affiliate program, and I think we talked about this before. I don't think in the podcast, but like me and you, um, they have their little soldiers that act the same way, and it just puts a bad name, in my opinion, for the program that they created or they're promoting at the in the first place, right?
Yeah,
It,
and that's the thing. It's like that's why you have to be really selective about the mentorship that you choose because um all the people who've gotten the results, I mean, they teach things in different ways, but I mean, it's really just principles of marketing, how to create content, how to get reach, how to build community, how to build rapport, how to follow up, stack offers. And it's like, it's all the same stuff. But what's going to happen is you're going to adopt the language and the style of the person that you choose to invest with. So if you like the way that someone carries themselves, hey, that's probably all you need to know about pulling the trigger. Because guess what, you're going, like you said, you're kind of going to end up a little bit like them. And there's a little bit of me and all the mentors that I've really followed over the years. There's a little bit of Alex Becker in me. There's a little bit of Frank Kern in me. There's a little bit of, I see similarities with Dave Sharp because I was, in his program and still am for so long. And it's just like all these people that I've followed and kind of learned from over the years. Like I can see like, oh, that's a little bit of Frank Kern coming out in me right now. You know what I mean? So it just kind of happens naturally and organically. It's not like I'm changing who I am, but that does happen. It kind of trickles down from the top. And what you'll notice though is that the best programs never bash other programs. It's like back in the day when I was growing up in the 90s or whatever. It's like Budweiser, Bud Light, or Coke, Pepsi. It's like, or not Budweiser, Bud Light, like Budweiser, Miller Light, Coke, Pepsi. It's like Pepsi would always bash Coke, but Coke would never bash Pepsi. Miller Light would always bash Bud Light, but Bud Light would never bash Miller Light. It's like number two always bashes number one, but the top dog just goes about their business, right?
yeah, like number one stays number one, basically.
Yeah.
And that's just a good way to put it as well. Another way also, that maybe this is a little part of the dark side too, is let's say you started promoting a program, right? And then that teaches you affiliate marketing for $7. Let's just use that example in this instance. And you know, and then so what happens is that person that first bought into this program, it was $7, right? But then they had no idea they had to invest in a software. They had no idea, for example, they have no idea they had to invest on ClickFunnels. They had no idea they had to also invest on Aweber, right? So you think that's part of the dark side? Because when I started, I couldn't afford ClickFunnels. Like I was that broke. You get me? I didn't have an extra $97 a month to invest in the business, but I was able to shift my mindset and see how can I make this work. You get me? So instead of going with ClickFunnels, because I obviously couldn't afford it, it's not like I got credit cards to pay for it. I didn't do that because I was already in debt. I shift my mindset in a way where I was like, okay, how can I make this work? And I was able to find a different software out there that wasn't shown in the program, but I did my research out there to see like other alternatives of the program so I can, and it was for free. For example, instead of using ClickFunnels, I was using GrooveFunnels when I first started because that program was free. But for example, Legendary Marketer didn't teach me about GrooveFunnels, right? Like I was the one that went out of my way to find this other program. So I kind of made it work with this other software. Um, but I think that also comes down with the topic, a little bit of the dark side, because you don't really know what you're actually going to need for the business to be running in the beginning.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think I think you're right, and the dark side of that is, hey, here's all the answers to your problems for $7, right? That's marketer speak right there. Not that every marketer does that. Not, I think, especially if you follow marketers who do this a long time, they kind of give you every aspect of it. Like, yeah, this is where you can learn and it's inexpensive. And you can make money just from this. However, right, you might want to consider investing in some software so you can build your list and pre-frame your leads and stuff like that. And I think that is, the hard part of it. It's a business. It's a business. And there's always going to be, here I am all these years later, and people talk about $20 a month for my autoresponder. My autoresponder, I think, is now like $1,700 or $1,800 a month. You know what I mean? Now that's a good problem to have because that means I have a decent sized list, not huge by any means, but so that's part of it. But I think the dark side of it is it's not necessarily the fault of the marketer. I think it's that people jump in maybe without doing their due diligence. So that kind of shifts it a little bit where it's like some of this has to be put on the customer or the person who is going to invest in the program where it's like, well, what'd you do before you decided to buy and get pissed off? Well, I watched a 60-second TikTok and then a 3-minute sales video. Okay, you know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like you didn't really go down any rabbit holes before you just wanted this $7 to solve your problems, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not complaining. I understand we all get into desperate situations where things sound better than maybe they are. But like you said, you did your due diligence. You found an alternative that worked for you.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing when I got started. Like I was broke, newborn baby, and kind of my mission to myself was like, I want to do this affiliate marketing thing, but I never want to go in the negative. Right. So if I make money, I'll reinvest it, which I did. And I continue to reinvest in my business. But so I was like, what do I do? I don't know. I literally found this is a crazy story. I found an offer on ClickBank, which is the big digital product retailer, and you can join for free. And it was like learn how to land, you know, social media writing gigs or something like that. It basically taught you how to become a freelance writer. So I was like, okay, cool. What can I do with this now? Because it pays like a $20 commission or something. I was like, oh, okay. What I'll do is I'll go over to Craigslist and I'll post about these affiliate marketing or these writing gigs because Craigslist had a gig section. I'm not proud of this, but I am because I was kind of scrappy a little bit. All right, cool. And then what I'll do is I'll have people just go click on this affiliate link and go buy stuff. Well, that doesn't work because Craigslist would shut you down. So what I figured out is at the time in the gig section, it didn't go through a Craigslist exchange. So if people emailed you about this gig, it would go straight to your Gmail. So what I did is I set up a vacation responder on my Gmail account that you could create for free. And so when people would email about this, it would automatically send them a vacation response, which would be like my sales letter with my affiliate link. So they'd go buy the program
Right.
off
Cliffhanger.
ClickBank. Like I said, it's not something that I'm proud of, but given the situation, like I think it was pretty ingenious. Now you can't do it anymore, so don't go try it because they changed the way Craigslist works. But that's the thing: innovation, problem solving, right? Like just go and figure it out. And then what did I do? I took that $50 I made and I invested it in hosting. But I couldn't get good hosting for my website that I was going to build with WordPress because it was free. So I got crappy hosting. So as a result, then I had to spend the next couple of weeks or whatever learning how to make my website run faster and leaner because my hosting was crappy because it was all I could afford, but I did it. And then I started generating my own leads and I started creating my own blogs. And then I felt like, okay, now I'm on the up and up. Now I'm doing a service. I'm reviewing products honestly. And then I would make more money and then I would reinvest and I'd get an autoresponder so I could start collecting. And that's just part of the process. So, back to the dark side, it's like, yeah, you have to also be a little bit of a problem solver. And I think sometimes people are unwilling to do that. And unfortunately, that's what creates some of the negativity around this opportunity that becomes, a little bit of the dark veil, as you said,
Mm-hmm.
over the industry. And it's collective. You know what I mean? It's a lot. There's a lot of people at fault for it, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just part of the deal, I suppose.
Yeah. And then there's also, even in the beginning, if you can afford something, I was able to just make it work with that stuff. And eventually I was able to make enough money. So just how you say, you reinvest it. And then on my second month, or I believe third month after I got like one of my first high ticket commissions, I ended up creating my ClickFunnels account. You get me? So it took me 3 months. So after a little while, I was able to go back to the ones that they were recommending. And since then, I never looked back. I had my ClickFunnels account for like 2 years already. So it just you have to find a way to make it work. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, and not to get too far away from the topic, which is the dark side. It's a really interesting point that people get kind of upset when we're saying, we as marketers collectively, yes, you probably should get this education if you want to go faster. Yes, you should also get ClickFunnels if you want to go faster. And yes, you should get an autoresponder if you want to go faster. And people are like, well, that's a lot of money. But we're just telling you the things that we needed. We bought them at the time that we could. To be fair, ClickFunnels wasn't even a thing when I started, so that's how old I am. But we bought them when we could. But the faster we got a hold of those tools, the faster we started seeing success. Is that fair?
Yep, 100%. But then you also get those people that they do extra due diligence, right? And then let's say they go into your landing page and then they go to the affiliate sales page and they're able to see what companies you are promoting. So then after that, instead of buying, they go on Google, hey, is this a scam? You know,
Yeah.
and they will 100% find out that there's people out there making blogs about it that in fact indeed it's a scam, but in reality it's not a scam. So those people are completely turned off right from the get-go.
And that's part of the dark side, right? It's part of the marketing aspect of it. People want to know what's the bad behind it. And so, what's the easiest? Like, that's hot traffic at that point. If someone's looking for a software, let's say, and let's just say ClickFunnels, because I think ClickFunnels has a good reputation in the industry. And so, like, I think people understand we're not bashing ClickFunnels. But let's say someone was like, why would I, is ClickFunnels a good software or is ClickFunnels a scam? So that's a person who's looking for a software. So if you can attract those people, they're going to buy a software. But if you come in and say, no, it's the best thing in the world, they're going to be like, well, I didn't get my answer that I was looking for because they're looking for the negatives. So they're going to go continue to do more due diligence. They're going to do more research. However, if they come to your blog or your website and it's like, well, let me tell you why, 5 reasons why ClickFunnels is a scam. It's the most expensive. It's this, and this, and this. And then you're like, yep, that confirmed my suspicion, right? That's a principle of marketing that Russell Brunson talks about in Expert Secrets. If you can confirm people's suspicions, then they'll trust you. It's like, how do you build trust in 1 second? Confirm people's suspicions. And they're like, yep, that's what I thought. I suspected ClickFunnels was a scam. I trust this person. And they can be like, here, now go buy this software. And it could be the crappiest piece of shit software in the world, but you're going to be like, yep, I'm going to go buy it because that person confirmed my suspicions about the initial thing. And then, like you said, now they're put back on a path where they're starting from further back because now they're dealing with inferior software that might go out of business and might not pay their affiliates.
Yeah.
So it's a very real thing that you have to watch out for, right?
Yeah. It's funny when we went to Funnel Hacking Live, even Russell Brunson said something on stage. He was like, yeah, I get people all the time. They're like, Russell, you're a scammer because you told me I was 1 funnel away, from quitting my job or doing whatever it is, right? But then the way Russell explained it was like, no, I'm not a scammer. It's like you are literally 1 funnel away. It might take you 10 funnels to get to that 1 funnel, but you are literally 1 funnel away from, being successful. So
Yeah, I
that's
think
just
the
something
way he
I
says
remember.
is he turns around and goes, he says, I never said it would be your first funnel. You know what I mean? And he's like,
Yeah.
you know how many funnels I've created? He's like, I've created 9,373 funnels this week. You know what I mean? And he's probably not lying, or whatever the number is, 40 funnels this week. And that's part of it. When he talks about doing webinars, he would do on the 39th webinar for a singular product. That's the one that hit, and that's the one that made him $1 million or $5 million. You know what I mean? So you're just 1 funnel away. Just no one ever said it would be your first funnel. Just like you're
Yeah.
1 viral video away. Just no one ever said it would be your first video. You
Well,
know what I mean?
exactly. Exactly. I think that's a great way to finish this amazing episode. Um, if you guys are out there listening, go to our Instagram account, interact with us, engage with that account. Make sure you follow us, of course. And if you have any, topics that you want us to cover, 100%, just send us a message. And if you want a shout out too, we can also do that.
All right, that was a great topic. Once again, who was the person?
Mariana.
All right,
Mariana.
well, thank you, Mariana, for that. That little tidbit or that little topic idea, because I don't think we would have gotten into the necessarily dark side, but it was a fun topic. And I think that's
It
how you
was.
should view this episode, right? Like no negativity here. It's just a fun topic to talk about. It's entertaining. And I hope you learned some things to watch out for and learn some insight into what happens in the marketing space, so it can help you not only use those principles ethically, but also avoid some of the things that you want to avoid. So great topic. Great speaking with you, Andrei. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everybody.